Hi, my name is Ethan, and welcome to the final Geogeeks lesson on graphing. Today, we are going to learn about intersecting lines and the solutions. You might ask what that means, but really it just means where two separate lines intersect, where they cross, and that would be the answer. The coordinate point is the answer to the system. So let's just put in 2 points quickly. Let's throw in the point. Let's make it simple. Let's do 1, 1. Let's do -1, -1. Let's do -1, -1, -1, -1, and let's just do -1, let's do 1, -1. Now, if you can tell right now that these two lines will definitely cross at origin, because that you can tell right over here. So we can use that as a basis to see if what we're doing is really correct as we go. Whoops, that was not right. And that's not either. And right here, let's put origin. I don't know why. Okay, it's at origin. That's where it should cross. So now let's quickly write out the two formulas. This will be number 1. This will be number 2, and then we'll see that it's 0, 0 is the answer. Okay, so number 1, we have the point 1, 1, and we have the point -1, -1. So you have to find the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. -1 minus 1 over -1 minus 1, which equals -2 over -2, which just equals 1, which equals m. Let's plug that in for y equals mx plus b, right? Because that's the plus b. That's the equation of a line. And we'll use this y and we'll use this x. You can plug in any one really, but these are negatives. I don't like to touch negatives really. So you have y, which is 1, equals 1 was our slope, times 1, very simple numbers. It definitely gets much more difficult, but if you're organized and you're neat about it, you will definitely get the right answer. 1 times 1 plus b. We're looking for b. Well, where should b be? B should be 0, but let's just make sure. So 1 equals 1 plus b, and if you subtract 1 from both sides, you get that 0 equals b, which is exactly what we were looking for. So now let's just write the equation formally. So y equals 0, y equals mx plus b, 0x plus 0. And now your equation should just be y equals 0, right? That's your equation for the first one. Now let's just do number 2. Number 2. Should be the same thing really, but let's check. You have 1, -1. Sorry, -1, 1 rather. -1, 1. And you have -1. You have 1, -1. And let's get the slope again. So it's -1, -1. Sorry. There's some bad mistakes right here, but no biggie. -1 minus 1 over 1 minus 4, which equals -2 over -3. See, my handwriting is so horrific that I just read that as -3. Sorry. This happens to be, let's erase this. -1 minus 1, right? y2 minus y1 over x2, which is 1 minus 1. So you have -2 over 1 minus minus, which happens just to be 2, and that means your slope is -1. And if you remember from the other thing, if you remember slope man, who looks like this, where this was the 0 slope, this was the no slope, this was the negative, and this was positive, you could see that this line pertains to his left eye, which we wrote was negative, and this is a negative slope, and this is a negative slope, and this was the positive, which is what this looks like, and this is a positive slope of 1. So now let's just quickly finish this. Let's use this one equation. So you have 1 for y equals mx plus b. 1 equals -1 times -1 plus b. Negative 1 times negative 1 is what? It's 1. So y equals 1 plus b. And again, you have b equals 0, which is right. The y-intercept, which means b, should be 0 right around here. So let's set it as y equals 0x plus 0. And you have y equals 0. Okay, so now we're looking for the solution, correct? So now this is going to be our final answer right here. Let's make nice parentheses and a comma, and this will be our answer. We have y equals 0 because we solved that for these two. So we have the x coordinate here and the y coordinate here, and y equals 0. How do you find the x coordinate? Well, obviously it should be 0 because you could tell in the graph. But how do you find it mathematically? Simple. You plug in y equals 0 for any equation. Doesn't matter which equation it is. But you plug in y equals 0 for, let's use this equation because it's already here. Y equals 0. And then you find out what x equals. Let's erase all this because we don't need it right now. Let's rewrite right here y equals 0x plus 0. Let's use 0 for y plus 0x plus 0. Sorry, equals. Y equals 0x. Okay. Now subtract 0. Subtract 0. You have 0 equals x. That's exactly what we were looking for right here. And we have 0 here, and that is our answer for y. When these two intersect, they will intersect at the point 0, 0, and that is your answer. A+ for you. Again, thank you so much for watching Geogeeks. My name is Ethan, and please come back soon.